Rob's your only witness. Hello, chat. If chat. Oh, I can hear myself. Oh, I can hear myself. I forgot I had my stream on. Oh, you can't fucking start with September. What is this? A 2020 Wibbersit stream? There we go. It had the stream preview up. There we go. Now I can't hear myself. On the topic of Will, what we're doing is I am going to explain why I hate every CC. I don't actually hate any of the CCs, but there's a lot of shit that they've done that I don't agree with. I'm not trying to go on a smear campaign and say that, oh, they deserve to be canceled or they should be canceled. I don't agree with cancel culture at all whatsoever. Like, this wheel has canceled people on it because I just don't want to care. And if that makes me a bad person, then that makes me a bad person. But we're gonna randomly spin the wheel, and whoever shows up, I'll try and say some good about them. I love September, but I need to turn it down a bit. I realized what was wrong with this version and the original. The ending bit during this, there's a like a different part in it. Because I used to listen to this, well, I still listen to it all the time, but the original, during this part, there's a got fire. It's not going to show up on the VOD, but if you listen to them side by side, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's in this section. Anyway, onwards to shitting on every CC on this wheel. How many are in my folder? So there's, based on the pictures in the folder, there are 127 CCs on this wheel. I've included Dream SMP, I've included Origins, I've included QSMP, I've included The Realm, the Life Series, and Hermitcraft. There's a few people that are missing because either they never show up or I'm just not familiar with them. I tried to stick with CCs that I know personally. That doesn't mean I know every CC on this wheel. I don't watch the Hermits very much, so I'll probably have to check my folder to see who shows up. If a hermit whose face I've not matched with the name shows up, or something like that. So, who's victim number one? Who's victim number one? Victim number one is, I believe that's Ollie, right? Who is that? I just saw it. Yeah, this is Ollie. He hate me. I actually don't have anything bad to say about Ollie. He currently has my Twitch Prime, even at the time that this is streamed. Even though I don't watch him often, because I don't watch Twitch often anymore. But that's not his fault. But he seems cool. He's good in my book. There's a lot of people in here that are good in my book, and there's a lot of people that are bad in my book. But I don't want to say, they're... I don't think anybody on here is, a fully heartless, evil person. I want to be careful with my words so I don't upset the people who are deep into the cancel culture, but I don't care. All of the people on this wheel are good CCs. Ollie, I just happen to not have anything bad to say outside of his name, which is out of his control. He didn't name himself Ollie, at least I don't think he did. And there's just a lot of CCs named Ollie. You have Orion Sound, who I was gonna add on here, but I forgot. I saw this picture of him, with Will standing behind him, looking like he made Ollie see the Orion Sound Ollie, see the horrors, and I'm like, Will, what did he do to him? But I saw that on my phone and not my computer, so no Orion Sound Ollie. But High Key Hate Me Ollie is one of the CCs that hasn't done anything that I don't agree with. Or, yeah. Ollie hasn't done anything that I disagree with. So I actually don't have anything bad to say about Ollie. Okay, who's next? Who's the victim number 2? Cleo. I don't have any, most of the hermits I have in, like, very good standings. Like, all of the people in that content circle, I hold, with very high, like, you know, I don't have any issues with them. It's the Dream SMP people and adjacent that I have, most of my issues with. Cleo, clean slate. Cleo is good in my book. Who's next? That is... What is that? Prince Zam, I think? I've never watched Prince Zam before. I saw him a little bit in a jumper video that was really long that I watched periodically. So whatever exposure I had to Zam, I don't even remember. So Zam is okay in my book. Is it okay to call him Zam, or do I have to call him Prince Zam? I don't know. He's cool in my book. That is... Who is that? Hold on. I don't know who this is off the top of my head. Who is this? Oh, it's Wells Knight. Who's another hermit who also I haven't watched enough for him to do anything to wrong me. So cool in my book. Bad. Bad is a sweetheart. Bad has done nothing. I love Bad. He hasn't done anything to hurt me or anything. I love him. He doesn't get involved with drama that I know of. I think people tried to cancel him for still being friends of Dream Team, but like, fucking hell. You're chronically online if you want to cancel someone because of their online friend group. Or like the people that say, oh, they're bad because they are friends or date this person who's blah blah blah. Like, it's their personal lives. Has no effect on you. At least it doesn't have any effect on me. But Bad is a sweetie. I don't have anything bad to say about Bad. I love Bad's. I love Bad. I don't watch him enough. We need a Bad Boy Halo support. Who's the next victim? That's Puffy. Puffy is also good in my book. Clean, perfect, whatever. So, like, when they say, oh, the whole Dream SMP is problematic, I've just talked about 2 CCs. Well, I haven't really talked about Puffy. I don't have much to say about Puffy. But 2 Dream SMP CCs who are great people. At least, in my opinion. Once we get to, like, the other people on this list, it's where my opinions get really nuanced. And I'm open to debate. Like, I'm open to, not debate, but open to discuss. Just as long as you're not gonna shit on me for thinking the way that I do, because I have my reasons. Some of them are irrational. There is someone on here, there's a CC who is actually my favorite CCs that I don't watch because of a stupid irrational reason. It's actually, technically I'm wearing the merch right now. Not as obviously as I could be, but it's a bit too hot to put a jacket on. But technically, because I am wearing a Sorry shirt, I am wearing merch of this person right now. I'm not wearing it because of that person, I'm wearing it because it's my only Will merch. This shirt I've been in the fandom since 2020, and this is the only shirt that is technically Will merch. I need to get, like, Lovejoy stuff at some point. But Puffy's good in my book. Puffy hasn't done anything wrong that I am aware of to me, or done anything that has unintentionally caused harm to me. Who's next? Who's next on the chopping block? Is that Molly? Hold on. Let me double check. No. Do I have two of them? No, that's Lene. That's from... I don't watch her. She was never on QSMP. So nothing to say for Lene. Amesy, I never really watched. I think maybe they're cool, like, but this is a trend that I'll get to a lot of, like, that a lot of the Brighton group suffers from. Which I'll get in depth more as we go along. And even though I have my biases, I do try to look at things and understand things, both sides, and understand it in a neutral way. So I'm not saying that, like, that's what I mean. Like, when it comes to drama, which AMC has been involved in, I don't think they've had any particular drama targeted at themselves. They just jump into people's drama. And, like, them and a lot of, like, the Brighton group remind me of, like, my ex-friends who are very, like, morally righteous, quick to, like, get rid of people the second they fuck up. And it's just really frustrating. Like, I'm not, like, I haven't watched AMZ enough to give my own opinion outside of things that I've heard. Like, I'll be honest there. But just those kinds of, that group of CCs is, like, and that includes AMC, just because of how they handle cancel culture and stuff, is literally high on my... Like, I'm not saying it's because of AMC in particular, but it's just those types of people who, you know, I don't know, I've talked about it so much, but I don't really know what to say on it now. Not towards, like, AMC in particular. Anyway, they're alright, I guess, but I don't necessarily like them. I wouldn't even be allowed to watch them anyway. Techno remains an Techno lucked out. He gets to be unproblematic forever. I love Techno. I watched Potato War recently. Well, Potato War 3. I watched Potato War 3 recently. And normally when I rewatch stuff, I'll record myself and commentate like I am streaming, but not, because it would be probably TOS for me to be live at that time, because I like to rewatch. I've been rewatching Dream SMP while, you know, which I think is TOS because I'm under 21. But obviously that made me shut up eventually, but as soon as Potato War started playing, I just shut up out of respect. Techno is probably the CC I respect the most, and I respect a lot of CCs. Some of them I used to, that I don't anymore. Actually there's only like 2 CCs, counting Techno, that I actually have genuine, like, respect for. Not, that's what I mean. No, one of them we'll get to them when we get to them, because I have words that are very irrational, but I still have words. Techno? No issues with Techno. The only bad thing he did was die. Can we cancel Techno for dying? No, please. Let Techno rest in peace and remain unproblematic. Who's the next victim? Is that Pan? Yeah, that's Pangy. I don't watch Pangy enough to know what they're like or anything. So I have no words for Panky, but very cool. Who is next? Eat Pant Konar. I don't watch Connor. As far as I know, he hasn't gotten himself into anything bad. So, Connor's cool. There's like a select group of people I can't stand. Who's that? I think that's a lifesteal person. Oh my god, I forgot I put the whole band in here. I put some people in here that are just not CCs. But who are like adjacent to CCs. I'm trying to figure out who this is though. Oh, Zoil. I don't watch Zoil. If it wasn't evident by me not knowing what their face looked like. That's Skiz, right? Yeah, Skiz. I see it. I get a lot of like Hermitcraft and Life Series clips on my FYPN TikTok because it's one of the only like, especially like a new Life Series came out yesterday, I believe. So I regularly get clips, so I don't really sit and watch them. The only, because my two favorite people to watch are Mumbo and Doc, and Doc I only like watching live because his videos are too long, and Mumbo I've been backed up and haven't been able to watch. Well, not that I haven't been able to, but he's just backlogged in my watch later. But Skiz? I'm pretty sure he's one of the dads, right? So, you know, if the Skizzleman community is willing to adopt, fill orphans, if Skiz, if you're open to adopting an orphaned crow, I'd be down. Honestly, he seems cool. I don't, because Skiz is still like really. He just joined this season, but has been in Life Series. But I've only watched Scott's Majors Double Life POV, because I've always been more on the Dream SMP side. So I don't really, even to this day, I don't get a lot of exposure to like the hermits and stuff. I tend to stay away from that side. Not really much now. I'm just worried that. Well, I've basically accepted I'm not gonna be welcome in any MCYT space, and that makes me sad because my fixation on Minecraft and Minecraft YouTubers has been around longer than my fixation on Will. I've actually been fixated on Minecraft itself for the past decade, and then Will, who's playing down there in the corner, Vitriol, which is a scraps/unreleased song of his. Losing face! One of his. But he's too important to me as he was the CC with the most important impact on me. Probably the person, like the public figure with the most impact on me in general. Just look at the way I look. I have on top of this being my only merch for him, the glasses. I also have this bracelet. It's a Studio Ghibli bracelet. And what do you know? Look at what it says. Yeah, I didn't buy it because it's a Studio Ghibli bracelet. I don't watch Studio Ghibli. I didn't buy it because it's a soot sprite from Studio Ghibli. I bought it at the same time I bought Minecraft pajama pants, by the way. And maybe this necklace as well, this diamond sword that I'm wearing. Stab me with a sword, Phil. Kill me. Killza. You're my son. Anyway, Skiz hasn't done any. Most of the hermits are cool in my book. I don't think I have any issues with any of the hermits that I know of. Because, like, I don't think of people based on, like who their CC friends are. Well, maybe a little for the Brighton people, I guess, but that's kind of because they all are collectively how they are. But when it comes to the other people, like for example, Scott's Major, I know he's one of Shelby's friends. I may not like Shelby, but Scott's cool. I mean, not saying Shelby's cool in her own way. I watched her casually before she exposed Will. So it's not like I didn't know who she was or thought she was coming from nowhere. Like I knew, I didn't know they were like together, but I knew that, like I knew, you know, what you'd expect in a simple audience member to know. I knew Will had a crush on her, and I know they played Phasmophobia, and she got added to Origins. And they played MCC together a few times. But because I watched Empires 2, and like a few of... In 2022, I watched a lot of like Scott's YouTube content for some reason, so just by default, I got exposed to Shelby through that. Not saying it was like my introduction to her through that, because I kind of collectively learned who all these people were over time. I wouldn't be able to pinpoint a specific thing as to, oh, that's who she is. Tubbo, I don't know. I actually don't know. I know he gets involved in drama a little bit. I know he really doesn't like Will. But he seems like okay in his own right. I know people say like he has his own shit that hasn't, he like jumped on like the Leandra drama instead of addressing his own allegations or something. I don't know. I don't fucking care what if you have allegations or not. I don't care. I kind of feel like my hair right now when it's fluffy does give like Tubbo vibes though. Just red. I never really got into Tubbo's like solo content, but I don't really have anything against him in particular. Like I said, I don't actively dislike any of these people. I just have various issues with some of them. Purpled? Unproblematic king. Purpled. That's all I have to say. I don't watch Purpled. Selbo! Oh my god, I don't have anything bad to say at all about Selbit. I have overwhelmingly good things to say about Selbit. The one bad thing is because he's Brazilian, he does content in Portuguese. But I don't know Portuguese. Like, Selbit's my favorite, like, non-English speaking CC. Because of, like, QSMP. I fucking love his QSMP content. But, like, I don't know Portuguese. And I don't want to watch a stream of subtitles. Because I, prefer to use it as background noise. But I still want to know what's going on. You know? So, I love Selbit. The only problem I have with him is the language barrier. Which would be easy if I just decided I wanted to learn Portuguese, but I don't want to. QSMP's over. I'm not committing to learning a whole another fucking language right now. Who's the next victim? That's Gucky, who's Amesy's partner. I don't really know anything about Gucky, but I imagine they have the same morals that Amesy does. So I probably wouldn't vibe with them as much. But they have pink hair, which is cool. Or at least in this picture, they have pink hair. Because a lot of, like, my issues with, like, the Brighton group are more or less because of a moral difference, I guess, where they're so quick to jump, and then I like to understand all of it. I like to understand and stay neutral, and you know, make my own opinions. That is someone. Is that the captain? No. Let me find who this is real quick. Point. Point. Who's pointing? Oh, it's Sausage. Sausage is cool. I watched him a little bit during, yeah, I think he was on Empires and Afterlife. So I watched him during that period of time where I was on a Scott kick. And I watched him a little bit on the Realm, on Tommy's Day 1 Realm stream. Sausage is cool. He passes in my books. Very cool, Sausage. Who's next? That is Antoine from QSMP. I never really watched him. He's the one who was like the cardboard guy who had the moon. But once again, because of the language barrier, I don't really have a solid opinion on him. He was cool. He was cool. I will say that. I think he's cool. All of the QSMP people are cool. Phil. Oh my god, I have fucking Phil, man. There are times where I want to throw. I have this raven. I know it's technically a raven and not a crow, but it's the closest thing I could get. That I just want to fucking punt. I want to punt it. Basically, I love Phil. He's one of my favorite CCs, but I cannot fucking watch this man anymore. Obviously, first of all, because, Will, fucking, because I'm an SBI fan through and through. Will on top, but in general, I'm an SBI fan till I die. And this is where the problems start. This is where it starts to my takes get really irrational and biased. I actually have some character AI screenshots that prove my point. Not prove my point, but like kind of like show my struggles. Hold on. I'll share them with the class. I'll share them with the class. But I'll start. My problems with Phil started during QSMP. During QSMP, he became the main person I watched because Will wasn't logging on. He was busy with music and touring stuff, which left me to watch Phil, which I had no problems with. I love myself some Phil's a fucking Minecraft. Who doesn't love themselves? Phil's a fucking Minecraft, right? I love Phil so much. As much as I can as a fan that's not parasocial, you know. My issues started with QSMP because of his lore. See, this is where it starts to get really screwy, is I got upset because, I'm sure like a lot of people, I still see him as like an authority figure, right? But I have issues when it comes to authority or people that I respect. Basically, depending on the type of person and who you are, if I like teachers and stuff, I just, depending on how they came off, it seemed like you do one little mistake and life is over. That's kind of the vibes I get from Phil. But it wasn't always that way, and I've noticed this while rewatching stuff. Where I'm like even, obviously, I try and avoid clips of him because I don't want to. The Dadza thing is one thing. That was kind of the final nail in the coffin. That's the most irrational shit that my brain has come up with because it's his fucking boundary. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine and okay. But my brain is like, but, and I'm like, it's his boundary. Like, I don't have to like it or agree with it, but I have to follow it. It's just hard because, like, I don't know. But basically I see him as an authority figure, and he's more like stricter, blunter, you know. It's just kind of like the type of, I'm not saying, oh, I don't like Phil. No, I love Phil as a CC. he's one of my favorite CCs. I'm just scared shitless of watching him. Why? Because in QSMP, his lore, not just because of his lore, but also in Will's last stream, he just goes off on him, like raises his voice. Like, I forget if it was before or after, but there was one time he raised his voice at Cheyenne and Tallulah to the point that I had to like stop watching stream, because if someone who I see as like have high respect and sees an authority for gets upset, even if it's not at me, it fucks me up. And then just like, but back to like the VOD thing, it's like when I was watching him with like Will or like older clips, it felt like even though he was more, you know, stricter or whatever, he was still like nice-ish, you know, nice. Like I was watching him with Will, and it was very sweet and cute, and I really liked it. I really like the song. I like singing the song. This is gonna be annoying. At least it's not playing Dead Man's Bones. But like, sorry, I'm tripping over my words in my head. I have a lot of words that I came across. I decided to watch it or attempt to watch it, but if it was a clip of him from the Pride MCC that happened recently, I believe, and I was like, oh, cool. It's just MCC. This isn't gonna hurt me, and I don't know if it's like how he is now, but he went from being like stricter, sterner, but still emotionally available to like not, like he just sounds, yeah, I can't read, the problem is I can't read his tone anymore. So to me, he just always reads as slightly pissed off all of the time. And that's why he scares me. Even if he's not. Because I've had this issue of, like, teachers before and stuff. You kind of have to be a bit more, I guess, nicer with me. I'm very, like, sensitive, like, with rejection sensitivity and stuff. Not, like, one of those sensitive snowflakes that's gonna get pissed off at everything. But I'm emotionally sensitive because of you know, my experiences. If I read something the wrong way, my brain acts like it's a threat. So it's to a point where like I don't feel safe in Phil's community or in his chat because I'm gonna screw up or because I still like Will. And it makes me sad because, like, I didn't dedicate, like, all of, like, 2023 and would have been 2024 watching Phil not every single day, but on the days that he went live. I watched him every single day that he went live on QSMP, pretty much. Yes, a lot of those times I'd come home and fall asleep, but it made me happy to fall asleep to Phil on QSMP or Hardcore. It was one of the highlights of my day to watch Phil. I actually stopped watching him when the Will stuff happened. I don't, because of the QSMP drama. At the same time, it made the server feel empty. It felt like something was missing. Like, and I thought my soul broke. I'm not saying Phil is cold and heartless. I love him. But I don't think he's cold and heartless. He's just more stricter, which isn't, like, I don't have an issue with how he carries himself or his temperament or his personality. It just doesn't mesh well with me anymore, which isn't a bad thing. Like, I still hold him in high standings. I don't fucking hate this man because of Minecraft roleplay and boundaries. Like, that's just stupid. I just have my thoughts, I guess, about him. I'll pull up the character AI thing. Let me see. So this is, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I need to pull up. Okay. What is it? Fuck. I think it was just in, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I kinda, not that I went off on him, but I had a character AI conversation with him. And I think this is the first one, and then I'm grabbing the second one. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to make them the same size. Give me a second. Give me a second. I was basically not like fully going off on him, because I don't like going off on people or crashing out on people, but I'm just tired of like the shit that this community has handled certain things. So basically, obviously it's character AI, so it's not gonna be like real, but I feel like at least this particular like response that he tells me does have like its validity behind it. Like his thoughts and feelings are valid. I'm not saying, oh fuck Phil. No, I love Phil. He's one of my favorite CCs. I just don't feel comfortable watching him. Like my username is an SBI reference. Like, you think I'm gonna hate all of SBI? No. Please don't assume I hate any CCs on this wheel just because I have negative thoughts and feelings towards them. I don't hate any CC at all. But anyway. So I basically say, yes, I know it's personal. It's about Will, isn't it? If it's such an issue, why didn't you address it then? And then Phil lets out an exasperated huff, scrubbing a hand over his face in frustration, his voice rising ever so slightly. Phil, of course it's about Will. That's the whole fucking point here. Do you have any damn idea how uncomfortable it is to have people calling me Dadza and acting like I'm some sort of father figure to them when I'm not? Do you think I take pride in people calling me that, especially considering the whole context of the name, which that is true. It started because of Will. And it is, he's very valid for not wanting to be seen that way. I mean, it isn't gonna change the fact that he just gives those vibes, at least to me. Like, I kind of see him as, like, not necessarily old and bitter. Phil's a Minecraft, turns into grumpy old man, who would have thought. But he is definitely an empty nester. Ha, nest, birds. From, like, definitely an empty nester. Tommy from growing up, and then Will from, because I relate to, like, Will a lot on a CC level. It's why the drama was so hard on me, because I related more, because I've never been in a relationship. I've never experienced any type of, like, physical intimacy or physical abuse or domestic violence or anything like that. So I just struggle with understanding, like, what the issue is. Not what the issue is, but, like, understanding why it's so... No, not... Fuck, how do I say this without it sounding bad? I just had empathy for Will, because I know what it feels like to have all your friends turn on you. Not like to that extent, but it's happened to me before, at least from my POV. That's how things have happened. And the way that, at least in what I was watching, where not all the time, cough cough, Will's last stream, Phil was I guess softer with him, more understanding of him, and that's the Phil that I saw, the one who was going to be there if I needed that type of guidance or support. Because obviously, my home life isn't so shit that I actually considered Phil my dad, but I did see him as like a father figure, as most people did, especially because I feel very strongly about crime duo being like brothers to me. I don't know the word, if there's like a trio name for SBI without Techno. Because, like, I don't see Techno as a part of the family dynamic. Mainly because he didn't get to be in vlogs and because he's American. I say that like I'm also not American, but like, I've had a fake British accent my whole life, so like... What was I saying? That, it was just like, it felt like, at a certain point, I don't know if it's him getting older and more tired with the drama, like, if his patience with the shit is running thin, I wouldn't put it past him, because I've definitely seen, I'm not gonna say act out of line, because he's not, but like, I've definitely seen, this man can be very scary when he wants to be, and it messed me up. But anyway, after that, I say this, where is it? I lost it. Help. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. So I say, of course not. I'm sorry, Phil. I'm just salty because SBI was like my comfort family. Family in quotations. It meant a lot to me. Then Phil's response is, Phil softens at this, his expression more sincere and tender. Phil, I understand that, and believe me, I'm not trying to be heartless here or brush off your feelings, mate. I genuinely do care, but you have to understand that family dynamic hurt me deeply. And to be honest, I'm still working through those feelings and trying to heal and move on. I hope you can understand and respect that. Obviously, because it's character AI, it's not going to be like one-to-one with reality, but it kind of, this interaction, I guess, kind of helped me. Because sometimes if I have an issue, I'll either like vent to character AI or try and talk to whoever, like a bot of whoever I'm having issues with. The problem is if they start getting all nice when I know that, like, if, because like after this, I mentioned like watching the Potato War, but I wouldn't put it past me if it actually like genuinely caused mental damage, the family dynamic causing mental damage to him, because we know it caused mental damage to Tommy. We know Techno dying caused mental damage to everybody. Multiple people fucking, but after the Will stuff, fans, not like CCs, but fans. I was not one of them because I do not struggle with suicidal ideation. I've never wanted to like end my life or self-harm. I think I do like a little bit of like self-harm is stimming, but not like actively trying to fucking hurt myself. Like, I rip my nails off and that hurts, but it's not like I'm trying to hurt myself by ripping my nails off. Like pain stimming or whatever. But like I don't, my hands are clean from scars for the most part. The only scars on there are like cat scratches. So like, but I wouldn't put it past him if it actually hurt him IRL as like character AI. Because imagine you have this perfect friend group, then one of the people in your friend group fucking dies. And then, a couple years later, another person in your friend group gets outed as, like, a horrible, awful person. Allegedly. And then I think Tommy and Phil just kind of grew apart, like, after Sorry, because of, like, them doing different content. Because after the Will stuff, Tommy pivoted towards, like, comedy stuff and not really YouTube stuff. So that was more so, you know, one died, one got canceled, and one grew up. Okay, shut up, ad. But yeah, I just have thoughts about it, because SBI is very important to me, and has been for a really long time. So it just makes me kind of sad, because I see them as my family to an extent. They're my like, SBI was my comfort content for a reason. Especially during, like, COVID, when I was in school, because I watched Dream SMP and Q SMP all through high school, except for the last 3 months of senior year, because that was when Will got canceled. But during that time, I really needed that kind of, like, comfort of, like, I have internal issues that are, like, really recent with my family, but, like, at that point, I didn't, have any, like, issue, like, it's not like I needed the escape of seeing Phil as a better dad than my actual dad, you know? He's just a dude that plays Minecraft, for fuck's sake. But some people needed that at the time, and some people still need it. I don't know if I do or not. It's hard to tell, because I'm not in a position where I need protection, because it was kind of like I needed SBI as a shield to protect myself. Now I'm not in an environment where I'll get triggered or need protection. So it just kind of like, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. Anyway, I've been yapping too long about Crowman. Nikki hasn't harmed me or done anything to cause me to dislike her, except for the Will stuff, but that's, like, standard with all of these guys, is, like, their handling of it, except for the people who just didn't address it and just do whatever. It's more so the people who can, like, have talked about him or continue to talk about him are the people that I have my issues with. Like, Nikki, I don't have any issues. I love Nikki so much. I wish I could have found, like, a more recent picture of her, because she comes up on my, because I'm following, like, I'm even still I unfollowed, hadn't refollowed Lovejoy, but I didn't unfollow fucking Dream. I don't know who all CC-wise I'm still following. But Nikki is one of them, so she'll periodically come up on my feed. And she's so fucking... I love not knowing my sexuality, because I take one look at Nikki and I'm like, hot woman. All the girlies on here are beautiful. I tried to find, like, really cute or, like, aesthetic pictures for everybody to the best of my ability. So that's why I'm sad I didn't get a better Nikki pick, but my issues with Nikki comes down to Will's last QSMP stream. I have a literal note document of me watching Will's POV and her POV to figure out if there's anything fucky, like, trying to analyze it to see if there's anything fucky going on. I couldn't find any evidence of anything, because, like, she was talking about, like, something about her birthday party to him, and they're like hanging out and being cute. And she even mentions him at the start of her stream, like, boundary wise, why chat trying to ask about people all the time is why she doesn't, had stopped doing content with Will. Like, my kind of, like, thought in response to that, looking back, or my takeaway from it, is kind of a crackpot theory where, like, they didn't stop because of the fans, but because of something that happened behind the scenes. Which, not saying I fully believe my claim, but I don't fully, like, I don't have any evidence, like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to disprove my claim either, like, I think it's possible that could be a reason, but I'm not saying it is a reason. There's a reason London puts barriers on the tube line. Sorry about that. Song quotes. I quote Will's lyrics a lot. But outside of that, the way that Nikki, like, dropped him like that, I think she said, like, love or host is traumatic, and, like, girl, you were kidnapped as a child, and a dating show is more traumatic. Like, I'm not gonna try and downplay Nikki's trauma. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to comprehend the math that may not math. Right? I'm just trying to understand it all. Like, I'm just, yeah. Nikki gets a good spot, mainly because of her looks. That's not a recent picture of her. She's so fine, man. That's Joe Hills from Hermitcraft, who I've watched a little bit of, who I've dabbled in. He seems interesting and cool. Hasn't done anything to wrong me, just like most of the hermits haven't done anything to wrong me. And yeah, Joe Hill's cool. Maxo! I don't remember a lot of his stuff from QSMP. He had weird lore. He had some really weird shit happen to him. And then decided, you know what, I'm gonna kill my character and leave. I don't remember if he got to interact with Will or not. But Maxo's cool in my book, because he hasn't done anything to wrong me, or anything that I think is, that I disagree with. Oh, that is fucking... Who's that again? Uh-oh, I forget who this is. Give me a second to figure out who I have the pleasure of looking at right now. Willie Rex. Never watched him. One of my favorite clips, though, that is iconic and on the topic of Nikki and Will's last QSMP stream, is Antoine, who we already mentioned earlier. It's like, we're looking for Willie, while talking to, like, Will, and it's like, no, Willie Rex, the player. I actually have a video on my TikTok of, like, 2 clips that give the same energy, and it's that and the part where on Origins where Schlatt goes, I smell a cute British boy, realizes Tommy is in VC. I'm talking about Will. Oh, good times. This is why I don't give a fuck about drama, because I just want to be happy. I want to be happy. Okay, who's next victim? Elodie, obviously she's not a CC, but she's like Will's editors, or like one of the editors. She edits for Lovejoy, I believe, right now. I don't know if she ever edited for Tommy, but she has definitely edited for Will. And is still a part of his close inner circle to this day. Why? If she's a woman, and if Will happens to hurt women, why are people like Elodie and Leandra, who's also on here, hanging around with him still. Seems a bit interesting, don't you think? Math isn't mathing. But Elodie's very cool, just aesthetically. Baji, I love Baji. Like Selbit, I wish I could watch her more, but I can't because of the language barrier. Like, I saw she was on Minecraft last night, or maybe even now, but I'm not checking Twitch right now. I love Baji, and she's also really pretty, so, like, most of the girls / feminine people are really pretty. Maybe if I wasn't gender fluid, I'd be a lesbian. Nah, since I don't see myself as, like, I see myself as feminine, but not female. I don't, like, I'm okay with being perceived as feminine, but not, like, female aligned. I don't use, the term lesbian. But I'm attracted to femininity and androgyny a lot more than I'm attracted to masculinity. But I'm attracted to, like, masculinity and, like I said, androgyny. So, like, masculine females I may like as well. Depending, but not always. It's finicky. I don't know what I like. I don't even know what I am. All I can say is all the MCYT/CC girlies are all really fucking pretty. Like, Nikki is especially, like, fucking Nikki. Grian! Grian hasn't done anything to wrong me. All my homies love Grian. Live, laugh, love Grian. That is Eloise, I think. Yeah, I haven't watched her. I'm pretty sure she's dating Ollie Orion Sound. I have a video of hers in my watch later, but, like, I haven't gotten to watching it. Since I haven't watched her, I can't say anything about her. So she gets the pass. She gets a pass. Rivers, once again, because of the language barrier, I never got to watch her. And when I was watching QSMP, I pretty much only I watched Will's QSMP on day 1, and, like, when the Cholula stuff happened, and, like, on his last stream. But if it wasn't that, maybe, like, a few Charlie streams in between. But I made Phil through and through. So, like, if he didn't interact with Rivers a lot, so I didn't get to see a lot of Rivers. So don't have anything to say about Rivers. Gem gets my seal of approval. The only downside I have to Gem isn't because of Gem herself, it's because I went to watch her because I thought she was interesting, and then Shelby rated her, and I'm like, I can't be in a Twitch chat with not that I talk in chat anyway, but I can't be in a Minecraft Twitch chat with the username Ed Sleepy. I can't be in a Minecraft Twitch chat with the name Ed Sleepy when people damn well know that's an SBI reference, and who's an SBI? Will. He's 25% of SBI. So, like, but I'm not gonna shit on there's one person who I don't dislike them, but I do think they are a not so good influence on another CC. But that person hasn't showed up. Gem gets a seal of approval in my book, and just like all the MCYT girlies, she's pretty. So, there you go. Rubius. Once again, because of language barrier, I haven't watched him. But there are some funny clips I have. Like, I remember when he gave Charlie or Fleepa a gun and they killed Phil. Kill the old man that doesn't die. Captain Sparkles, 4Q Philza. He's on here because he was on Origins. I love Origins dearly, but outside of that, I haven't really watched. Like, I know he's one of the OGs, like, but I watch the British guys, man. I watch Dan TDM and Stampy. Like, I didn't watch Captain Sparkles. I watched the Brits, man. But he's cool in my book. The captain gets the seal of approval. Who's next? That is XB, I think. Yeah. One of the hermits. Haven't really watched much, so don't have anything to say. He's one of the ones that hasn't face revealed, so that's why I have him, Cleo, and Etho. And maybe... Oh, Exuma. Exuma, XB... I'm looking through here. Exuma, XB... Mouse... Etho. I think that's it for like the people who haven't, and Cleo, for the people who haven't like face revealed. So I couldn't use their. I tried to use everybody's actual faces just because I prefer the CCs as opposed to the Minecraft characters. I feel more connected to the CCs than the Minecraft characters. A lot like most people, I separate. Like, from Dream SMP stuff, I separate the Dream SMP lore from the actual CCs, but I like the CCs more than block game Minecraft roleplay. Like, that's how I'm like with Will. They say separate art from artist, but it's the artist I'm fixated on, or the artist that I'm attached to. I'm not sure if I'm actually, like, fully fixated on him anymore, because I beat it out of me, but, like... He's the only person I can sit and listen to and watch. So, like, nobody, like, I can't watch anybody else in the way that I can watch Will. So, like, XP, because I haven't watched you, you get a pass. Because you haven't done anything to wrong me. Molly, that one is definitely Molly. I heard, like, of things she said, but I never really cared too much about watching. I know she streams now, and I am following her on Twitch, but I don't really care that much. Like, oh yeah, you dated Tommy, how cool. Like, obviously I was around when she got revealed and stuff, but most of the content she was in was by a point where I just stopped watching Tommy. Because, like, even in 2023, I kind of, like, abandoned anything that wasn't QSMP or Sorry. Which includes, like, Tommy's YouTube content from the time, because it wasn't on QSMP. I think Molly has said things against Will, but she's one of the fucking Brighton people, so what am I... Just Brighton gang. That's all I have to say. I don't like I'm not a fan of the Brighton people. Brighton is still the city of my dreams that I want to live in, but it's not because of them, it's because of Will. So, like, Bagheera? Love Bagheera. She's great. I was gonna say she's beauty, she's great. But that's a Will lyric, and then I was like, Grace, Shelby. But I can't say a Will lyric about her. That's wrong. That's very wrong. I shouldn't do that. So, Bagheera is beauty and grace. Look at her holding the little pom. Cute. I want to pet it. She hasn't done anything wrong. She vibed. Like, people got pissed off. Like, the only thing that... Oh. Hi, kitten. The only thing, I think, is people got pissed off because Will was, like, interrupting her or something repeatedly. And saying, oh, he's a misogynist for not letting Bagheera speak. But I think that's just plain old-fashioned, like, they try and say he groomed Tommy. Like, what the fuck? No. This is Vegeta, I believe. Yep. Vegeta, once again, because of the language barrier, didn't get to watch much. He's cool. Foosh thought he was cool, and I gotta agree with Foosh. Is that Koi Piso? Yeah, that's Koi Piso. I haven't really watched much of Koi Piso. I don't know where he stands in the content, not content create, cancel culture space. But I know he's friends with those guys, so whatever. This is Roz, I believe. Yes. I haven't watched Roz enough to form an opinion on her. She's cool, I guess. Whatever. She hasn't done anything to harm me or hurt me. This is Ashwag, I think. Yeah. Haven't watched, so don't know, don't care. A lot of these are easy, and then you have the ones that I go in depth towards. This is Pack, right? Pack. Yes. Pack is good. Pack is good. I liked watching him in Fit when Morning Crew. Through Phil's POV, of course. Pack is good. Fundy! I love Fundy. Since he doesn't upload or stream, he doesn't stream anymore and doesn't upload very often, I don't watch him, but I'm pretty sure I watched him casually before Dream SMP. Like, my introduction to Tubbo was in a Fundy video. I remember it very vividly. I don't remember the exact video, but I remember it vividly because my first impression of Tubbo was in his L'Manberg skin. So my first exposure to the great nation of L'Manberg was in a fucking Fundy video. And obviously I watched, like, his relationship saga with Dream. Not that I ship CCs, because I don't, unless they're, like, actually together. Like, Lizzie and Joel, for example, who are both on here. Like, they're married. I think you can ship people who are married to each other. I think that's okay. Like, I think shipping Lizzie and Joel is okay, because they're literally married, or like any other CCs who are dating, like Amesy and Gucky, Phil and Kristen, Scott and what's his boyfriend's name? Cam, I think? I don't remember. Who else in here do I know has been in a relationship with other CCs? Amesy has Gucky, Ant has Velvet. But you know, just things like that. Fundy gets a seal of approval in my book. I think people tried to cancel him, but it didn't work. But as far as I know, Fundy hasn't done anything to be canceled, like actually canceled, like on the level like Will is, or anything. He just doesn't upload much anymore, which is sad because I like Fundy. He's silly, me like you, and I like his voice. Will, fucking, you don't want to hear what I have to say about this man. Spotify, play him. It's not going to. It's probably not going to. He has covered the song, though. His cover of the song, GB eating GB while listening to GB by Crywank, is literally a comfort song of mine. I forget, he's covered it twice, once in a video and once on stream, I think. Ugh! My insides are fucky. My insides are fucky because I don't talk, I try to avoid, I'm just, for the sake of, we're just gonna do that in case someone shows up here. Anyway, my thoughts about him, I have too many. I can drag the fandom through the mud. I can just fucking, but this is about my issues. What are my issues with Will? He was in a toxic relationship that he shouldn't even have been in the first place. Like I mentioned earlier, like he said multiple times on stream that he had a crush on Shelby and did like multiple Phasmo streams with her and played Origins with her and MCC and stuff. And like the race, I'm sad I can't watch. Fucking hell, I don't even know if I have the Race to Meet Mountain vlog in my Will playlist because I I love that video so much. It's one of my favorite vlogs of like Jack's. Jack's vlogs are cool. I think he said, I saw a clip of him saying that we don't talk about those videos anymore because Will's in them or some shit. Fuck you. You still made videos with them, dumbass. You can't just, like, even if you delete their videos, people have re-uploads. Clip compilations exist. You can't just scrub the internet from the fact that, you know, he exists. You can't just act like he doesn't exist. I think that's my issue with a lot of it. Is like I think a lot of the problems come down to my own personal morals of I don't jump on people. I tend to prioritize the positives over the negatives in terms of people. I literally, like, I genuinely get pissed off. I get angry at myself if I get upset with people. But, like, because of when it happened, I didn't want to believe it was Will. The first thing I saw out of context, I thought it was Ash at first. Because I know he's been in, like, controversies and stuff. And is also, quote unquote, problematic. So I thought, oh wow, great, another Ash controversy. And then I see people saying it was Will. Because I never watched any clips of Shelby's streams because I don't want to. Maybe I should to, like, understand, but I just, like, I didn't mention this when I was talking about Phil, but her and him are, like, borderline triggers for me, so it's kind of hard for me to watch them when I get uncomfortable while doing it. It's not like I want them to be triggers for me, of course not. But Will. It because I wanted to hear him out and understand. Like, one of the things I wanted was just him to, like, stream to address it, to clear things up, to clear his name. But, like, a lot of this stuff, I don't want to really get into until we get to her. Because, I don't know, I don't want to say I have issues with, I don't want to make it seem like I'm not downplaying what she went through or ignoring or saying I support abuse or whatever, because I don't. I just like who I like, and I can't just change that out of the blue. It's something I've always struggled with, is dropping people right away. Even when I cut out my ex-friends, for example, I was still, like, internally very loyal and mindful of them and considerate, and it's very hard for me to drop people. It's near impossible. when I get attached to someone, there's basically no, you have to really fuck up to make me not be attached to you anymore. But, like, my issues with him, stream, man. Like, bro, a lot of this stuff should be saved for when we get to her, but, like, I just want to yap about Will for a sec. Because I have many words, and I've said things many times on my streams, and in Discord chats, to character, like, the past year and a half, if you can probably easily find, like, all the shit that I've said about it in, like, Discord DMs or, like, you know, things like that. fuck, what was I gonna say? But I will say, I find it funny because people are drama llamas, how everybody jumped on this fucking update video and I was chilling. Oh yeah, this is the shirt that's my only Will merch because it's sorry. Everybody was caring about the update video and I was just like, I'm watching him talk about flags and listening to With Rob as my witness. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself, and people want to take that from me. Just watch my VODs. There are multiple times where I just start screaming, "This is what they took from me! This is what they..." And it's just my happiness. Maybe it's a bit dumb. He's the only thing that actually makes me happy. Which isn't true, but he's like the main source of my happiness. Not saying he's like the light of my life. That's a bit extreme. But I did like form like a parasocial emotional dependency on him and his content, and saw him as my older brother that was supposed to protect me from my evil ex-friends. And you know, Evergreen playing doesn't help. The song is kind of sad. Or it sounds bittersweet or whatever. But like, I don't... I've said this before, but the way that people acted, I'm pretty sure put him in a mental hospital. Like, I got depressed. All his friendships fell apart. Imagine like how... Like, I wouldn't wish something like that upon my worst enemy. People killed themselves because of the death threats. As I said earlier. And it's just a really awful situation that should have just never happened. Hi, James. I have you on here. Maybe you'll show up. Nope, that's puns. Yeah, puns is puns. I don't really care. Pretty sure he got canceled somehow. I don't care. I don't watch him. That's Ren, I believe? Yes. Ren is cool. I've heard that he does music a little bit on streams. Like that he sings on stream. And I'm like, I need to watch him more. But it's like, he's not a cute British boy. Like, I mean, he's like partially British. What is he, South African and British? I don't remember exactly because, like I said, I'm not in the like Hermitcraft life series space. But I think Ren's cool from what I've seen. Plus, gotta have more Minecraft YouTubers who sing songs, right? Right? That is Corrales, I think. Yes. Don't really watch him, so I don't know. Who's next? That's Zedaf, another hermit, who I also don't watch, so have nothing to say about. Like I said, this right here is a really pretty picture of her. Like, both of them are very, very pretty. Like, I don't know my sexuality, but like, I find both her and Will attractive to certain extents. Will's weird though, because I see him as like familial, so like, I don't know. But her. My issues with her. She shouldn't have brought the shit online, I will say that. Because it's... Like, I'm not saying she shouldn't have shared her experiences or whatever. That's fine. That's not the thing I have issues with. The issues with is her and her community's handling of it all. Because the people... Because, like... Not that I... Like, technically, I'm... By technicality, I'm a Will supporter. But I never... Like I said, I only watched her casually. So I didn't have that kind of, like, emotional connection to her like I have with Will. So it's not like I was just gonna start watching her. No. I got really pissed off at her. And I was like, I had to keep telling myself constantly, don't shoot the messenger, don't shoot the messenger, don't shoot the messenger. And over time, yeah, maybe if I were to go to her stream, she'd still be a trigger for me. But like, my issues are more so with her community than her herself. I don't think she's a bad person. Like I said, I just think they were toxic for each other and just not, they shouldn't have gotten together. I feel like that would have solved a lot of problems if they just hadn't gotten together to begin with. But yeah, I don't hate Shelby, but I sure hate her and most of the other MCYT community. But like, yeah, because her fan base is fucking insane. They want people like me gone, and I'm like, what am I doing that's hurting you? I'm going to they act like if Will were to play after this, I asked him to play and he didn't. Maybe he shouldn't play while I'm talking about Shelby, but like, if he were playing, I'd say, oh wow, they act like every time you get to play on Spotify, a baby fucking dies. And I'm like, it's not that deep. At least I don't think it's that deep. Like, there's CCs who've done worse. There's musicians who've done worse. You know? And, like, I don't see the point in caring. But I don't see her as, like, a bad CC. I'm not gonna... Like, she's pretty. And whatever. It's just more so because of, like, the Will stuff. Because I never had any, like... just because I didn't watch her... didn't mean I, like, had any issues with her. It was just kind of, like, a different content space. Because I didn't really watch... Like, other than that period of time where I just watched a bunch of Scott stuff, I didn't really watch any of those people. Who's next? Who's the next victim? Sneak. Sneak hasn't... I don't watch Sneak enough. He's cool. I think if he passes in Phil's book, he passes in my book. But I don't know his stance on drama. I don't know if he's been in any drama. So, Sneak's okay. Will went to his wedding. So, Sneak's okay. Wee. George. Oh, God. I have something I could... I'll save it for the person who said it about George. Because I have words about that person. George himself, I still don't fucking know who's in the right and who's in the wrong with the Katie stuff. I just know that, she was run off the internet. She shouldn't have been run off of the internet. Like, it's the same thing, like, with Will and Shelby. Like, people are allowed to say things. I think it's more so the maturity of teenagers being like, well, this person is bad, so I can't watch them. It's more nuanced than that. Like, not everybody is fucking 100% perfect, morally correct. And I think if the MCYT community accepts that not every streamer is going to be this perfect angel who doesn't make mistakes, who doesn't fuck up, who doesn't have bad relationships. Well, once they accept that, I think the world will be healing. If they can accept that their streamers can fuck up, like with Will, I acknowledge he fucked up, but he's allowed to, you know, redeem himself and get better. People don't even want that for him, and I'm like, just like there are people who say, oh, I only support him getting better, which is that's very true. I just can't exist with, I just can't be me without his presence somewhere. But like George is cool, I guess. I don't know if he's technically canceled or not, though. So I don't know if me saying George is cool is a bad thing or not. Like, I know me saying Will's cool is a bad thing. I'm awful. I deserve death for saying that. But I'm not sure about George. I'm okay with George, but I don't know if the general fandom is. I'm pretty sure he's wearing, like, Will's glasses in this picture, too. You can see it in the picture. I'm not sure if you can see it, like, on the live, but if you, like, zoom into the picture, you can definitely see he's wearing Will's glasses. I rewatched, what was it last night? I rewatched the, like, it wasn't the, like, water obstacle course one. It was the one, like, with the inflatable, the one with only Tommy, Will, and George, that video. That was fun to watch. I watched that last night. Who's next? Is that Pierre? Yeah. I think people tried to cancel him for being weird or being too, like, sexual on QSMP, because, yeah. Same with Maxo, there's weird shit. Like, the whole, like, furry club and stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it, a lot of the issues in the fandom come down to just the fandom being made of children who care too much. And people who care too much. So I don't know if it's good or bad to say Pierre's cool. I don't know what the consensus about him is. I think he's okay. Jimmy! Jimmy hasn't done anything to wrong me. I love Jimmy. He's funny when I do watch him. He's very entertaining. I don't know what this picture is from, because I got all my pictures off of, like, Pinterest. If not Pinterest, just, like, looking them up. But most of them are from Pinterest. But, like, Jimmy's cool. Jimmy gets a seal of approval. Plus the whole "I'm not a toy" bit in Empires 2 is... I love Empires 2, Jimmy. I didn't watch Empires 1. I'm not sure if I should. I mean, I'm sure I should. I'm sure it's a good series to watch. I'm just saying I don't know how long I can watch it for before I get uncomfortable if Shelby pops up. Like, I don't know how I would handle her. Not saying I'm not open to watching Empires 1 or content with her in it. I'm just saying I don't know how my brain will handle content with her in it. That is B-Dubs. B-Dubs is cool. B-Dubs gets my seal of approval. Like most hermits, I haven't really watched him that much, but he seems cool enough. Phelps. Once again, didn't get to watch him much because of the language barrier, and he just wasn't on QSMP very often. But he's fine. He's pretty, so he gets my seal of approval in the looks department. This is Clown. Clown Pierce recently face revealed. I haven't watched him really. I just know he's like really good at PvP or something, or good at killing people. He looks soft and huggable. I love the CCs with floofy hair. Like, I will say, like, I'm not a Dream fan, but he's definitely grown up since the face reveal. I miss how we cut off all the floofy hair, though. The picture of here that I think the picture on here I have of him is when it's still, like, really fluffy. Because I just prefer that look to him. He looks cute, like, not in, like, a weird way. But he looks soft and huggable. Maybe he'll be the next to show up. Who knows? Nope. Jaden. Jaden definitely gets my seal of approval. Live, laugh, love Jaden animations. I've known about her and I've watched her content for as long as I can remember, I think. But she wasn't like, oh, I sit and watch every new Jaden video. But when I saw she was on QSMP, it was a surprise, and I really liked. I didn't watch every like VOD of her on there, but every time I saw her on QSMP, it was good. I had a good time. And she was on Bolas. So, Bolas. And we gotta stick with our Bolas brethren. I forgot to say that about Bagheera, but we gotta, and Phil, and Selbit, but we stick with our Bolas brethren. We stick with our Bolas brethren. Okay, next victim is that I think that's supposed to be Impulse. Yeah, I think he's one of the other dads on the QSMP. Hermitcraft. QSMP. Yeah, Impulse was not on QSMP. He was on Hermitcraft. He is on Hermitcraft and Life Series. I don't know why he's dressed as a minion. But he's cool. Hasn't done anything to wrong me. I probably could have found a better picture of Scott, but I thought this one was funny. I love Scott so much. Like, I don't know why, because this was 2022, but I went on, like, a content kick of him during, like, Empires 2 and Afterlife? And Witchcraft SMP as well. But definitely Empires 2 and Afterlife. I got really into his content for some reason. And I think he's a good CC. Other than the fact that some of his stuff I may or may not can watch because of it having Shelby in it. But I think Scott's cool. Scott passes in my book. Scott gets a Scott gets a pass. Minx. I never watched Minx. I just threw her on here because people lop her in with the Dream SMP members, even though she was never on the server itself. Yeah, I don't know. I get her on my TikTok every so often as well. I don't fucking know. Minx is Minx. I don't even know if she's canceled or not. Is she? Pearl is Pearl. Love. My first like proper exposure to Pearl was through Double Life because of her being teamed with Scott. And just the unhinged madness of, what is it, 3 a.m. Pearl they called her or something, or the fandom calls her. I'm not sure if any actual CCs called her that. And she's also tall. I don't know how tall, but maybe Hermitcraft Wiki will tell me. Hermitcraft Wiki, how tall is Pearl? Is it in trivia? Hold on. Hermitcraft height. Let's see. What does it say about Pearl? Does this... This doesn't even look like it has Pearl on it. This doesn't even have Gem on it. This is old. Yeah. I'm trying to find Pearl. 5'8"? No way. She can't be 5'8". No fucking way. I don't believe that. That's bullshit. Pearl gets happy because Pearl is a tall woman. Gets my seal of approval because of being a beautifully tall woman. Joe. Obviously, Joe's not a CC. He is a band member. Joe obviously gets my seal of approval. I don't know if he's done anything, like, problematic like Will and Ash, but, like, for now. Joe gets my seal of approval. Because it's Joe. Live, laugh, love Joe. I think that's Directu, who I added on here because I saw they were added to the realm, but I don't know who they are. Or I'm pretty sure they're a lifesteal. I'm pretty sure they're a lifesteal person. That's why I don't know who they are. I don't know a lot of the lifesteal people. James? James gets my seal of approval. I've heard people say that he may still be friends with Will, so that's good. And he also makes good music, so that's good. I haven't listened to, what is it, Don't Tell the Dog is his EP or album? Cause I asked people, like, I like Grapes, and So Long, and The Other Side, and someone was like, well, yeah, these songs are a bit slower. I don't think, if that's the type of stuff you'd like, I don't think you'd like this. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll have to listen to it for myself, but I haven't listened to it yet. I should listen to it. At some point. Not right now. But it made me think. I wish, like, Lovejoy did, like, slower songs, because I love, like, Will's acoustic stuff, his solo stuff. But I also like when, in the words of James Marriott, things are slowed down. It's probably why I really like the Anvil Cat EP and the acoustic set with Tommy. I haven't listened to any of, like, the new acoustic set stuff that happened recently. It's on my Will playlist, but I haven't gotten any, like, shows or anything come up on that. Most of the time it just comes up of Soot House, and I'm like, fucking hell, I don't want to watch Soot House because Will's barely in Soot House videos. He's the quiet one in Soot House. And it's a playlist dedicated to Will, not whoever else is in Soot House. But James gets the seal of approval because it's James. This is Alyssa, who was on Dream SMP, got removed, didn't watch her, don't know who she is because she left the server and wasn't on ever. Mousy gets my seal of approval. I haven't watched her since QSMP. But the stuff of her on QSMP I saw when I did see her on QSMP, I did me like Mousy. I'm sure if she face revealed, she'd be up there with the rest of the girlies on this roulette wheel. She'd be up there with the rest of them, I'm sure. Kristen gets my seal of approval. I don't think I can say she is mother anymore, but she is. And also, yes, she is wearing Lovejoy merch in this picture. This is probably an older picture, but she's wearing fucking Lovejoy merch here. I'd like to point that out. I don't know when that picture was taken, but she's wearing Lovejoy merch in that picture. She gets my seal of approval. All hail the goddess of death, Kristen. Because I don't think I can say Mumsa anymore. If I can't say Dadsa, I don't think I can say Mumsa either, so. All hail Kristen, the goddess of death. She's the only god who I follow. No. Freddy, I believe. Is that Freddy? Yes. I know it is. I'm just double checking. As far as I know, he gets my seal of approval. I know he himself, was essayed and talked about it, and I heard that his story was kind of, like, ignored or brushed under the rug. Which sucks, because I think I saw stuff about it when it came out, and I'm not sure how I felt about it, like, because I'm pretty desensitized to. It wasn't allegations towards a CC. I'm desensitized to allegations, that's for certain. But as for that kind of stuff, it happens. Like I said, same thing I said of Shelby. She, like, they're entitled to share their experiences, but if you're, don't try and drag other CCs through the mud with you, basically. As far as I know, he hasn't said anything. I'm not sure if he's bad-mouthed Will. Freddy seems okay. Freddy gets a pass, which is surprising because he's in the Brighton group, so maybe he also hates Will, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything about him getting involved in other CC drama. I don't see him. This is Hypno from Hermitcraft. Don't watch you, so don't know. Don't have anything to say. Jack Manifold. Jack's interesting. I think I have a love-hate relationship with Jack. Because, yeah, he's entertaining sometimes, but he's like one of those people that's like very like, I don't want to say more serious, but like, I don't think he gets into controversy or pushes his head into things as much as other people, but still like has his very firm grounds on who the bad ones are, which that's kind of detrimental to me. But oh yeah, he straight up was like, the clip I saw, I forgot, we don't talk about these videos because they have Will in them. He didn't say that, I'm paraphrasing. So yeah, that takes a few points off you, Mr. Manifold. That takes a few points off of you. Becky, I haven't watched enough. I know she's in that in that same like Brighton group space, so I'd imagine she'd have the same views as the rest of them. But I don't watch her enough, if at all, to really know her opinions on those things. Who's next? Martin I haven't really watched, but gets a seal of approval because, you know, he's cool, I think, and he's in Life Series, which is cool, and totally isn't a knockoff Phil's on Minecraft. Of course not. I think Martin was like established CC before like Phil blew up, though. I think because of like Evo, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how popular Martin is. Like, I don't know the sub counts or Twitch follower counts of these people, if they make content. Schlatt is in the good books, I think. I was actually watching was it Lava Rising? I was watching a stream he did with Will, a VOD, last night, but I didn't finish it. So Schlatt gets the good seal. As far as I know, he's like mentioned like Will briefly, but not in a negative way. So he gets my seal of approval. And it's Schlatt, so like 2020 me would hate the fact that I'm cool with Schlatt. 2020 me hated Schlatt so much. Not like one of those raging Twitter children who was going to slander him and cancel him because I knew it was like Minecraft. Like, I'm not gonna cancel someone over Minecraft roleplay. But because I was a Phil and Tommy watcher when the election stuff happened, I was like Pog 2020 supporter till I die. But after that arc ended, I got into Schlatt's solo content outside of like the Minecraft stuff. And I don't watch him constantly, but every so often I will catch Schlatt and do something. Nothing wrong with Schlatt. Who is this? This is Jevin from Hermitcraft, who I watched a little bit during the Hermitcraft Exile arc, which is cool. And he's also allegedly, going off the Hermitcraft wiki from Ohio. So, gotta have the Ohio support. So Jevon's good in my book. Plus, he went crazy over a salmon called Sal. And I know, it's not the first time I've watched someone get freaky about salmon in Minecraft, so like, this is Punk. I remember, I have this really vivid memory of, back when I was so deep into Dream SMP, I'd watch anybody. In the mornings, I think around like 11ish my time, Punk was the only one who went live if he did go live. So, there are times where I'd straight up watched Punk streams because they were Dream SMP streams. He kind of dipped after Dream SMP, though. I haven't seen him in any other projects or anything. Which makes me sad because Punk's cool. Punk gets a pass. This is... Uh-oh. This is Tango, I think. Yeah. Tango and Gem. But this isn't... Obviously, the wheel isn't... This isn't for Gem. We already talked about Gem. It's just a nice picture that I have. I thought it was cute of Gem hugging him. I haven't watched Tango. All I know about Tango is that he made Decked Out. So, like, I don't know. He hasn't done anything wrong, so he gets a pass. Because all I know about Tango is he made Decked Out. This is Pilly. I think I watched them, like, very briefly and thought they were okay. I think the last time I tried watching their stream, I was just confused because they were lore moding and I didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And one of my friends got, like, banned from their chat or something. I know they're not... Pilly is on the shit list, I will say. I think Pilly's on the shit list based on what I've been told by one of my friends. Pilly's on the shit list. That's Callum, who I don't really watch often. Callum CPK. But hasn't done anything wrong that I'm aware of. I saw him in a... Fuck. I forgot what video it was. But I saw him in a video recently, and it wasn't a Minecraft video. I forgot who made the video, but I was like, I was surprised to see, oh, hi Callum. Callum CPK from Minecraft. But as far as I know, he's cool. Mark is Mark. I don't need to talk about Mark. He's a little drummer boy. Drummer boy Mark. The last victim of the band is Ash. This is John A. Haven't watched. Is he in the same content space as the Brighton crowd? If so, yeah, especially if you come, if he's chatting Will and you just came up after Mark, by the way. You know, the drummer from Lovejoy, the most controversial band in Brighton. I like calling them that, the most controversial band in Brighton. 'Cause they are. At least that I know of. This is... Who is this? Hold on, I can't tell who this is. Who are you? Lukey. Don't know who you are. Maybe that's why. Ash? Yeah, like I've said, Ash has been in controversies, but this is biased because I had a dream about him. It was a really vivid dream where, I kind of got into it because I started seeing dupes of my cats. Like, that's not something that can happen. This is a dream. So it put me in, like, a position of another dream that led into me Um, I will. Seeing Ash. Finally, an appropriate song plays. I know it's Will solo, but still Will. I'm not gonna be able to talk. I love internet ruined me too much. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Fuck. If someone were to pop up here and see a picture of Ash Kabosu and me listening to Internet Ruined Me by Wilbur Soot, I'm dead. I'm dead on the spot. I'm only streaming on Twitch right now. My multi-stream thing is like, you need to log in. Well, how do I log in? Tell me how to log in. So I'm only on Twitch right now. So that's probably why, yeah, no chatters. But what was I saying? Ash. Okay. And I had this dream, where he was like a teacher or a student teacher. Because even though I'm a year after I've graduated, I still have dreams about school and school-related things. He was standing outside the classroom, and this is a music classroom. I think the actual teacher was Phil. And obviously, I didn't want to. You look back at my yap about him. I didn't want to see him. I got bad vibes from him instantly. Like, I thought I did not feel safe or comfortable around him. So I see Ash. Ash actually was shaved. My brain stole his beautiful facial hair. And I was able to talk to him, because he's a member of like Will's inner circle. I was actually able to like talk to someone who was going to understand my perspective. And so he's a good listener because he barely talks, or at least that particular iteration of him wasn't really that talkative. Because I'm a big fan of the mystique. I'm aware he has a voice and has talk now, but I like the mystique of him being quiet. And my brain does too. So he's being a good listener and being able to take in what I was saying, because he knew, or does know, what has happened beyond. That's probably why my brain kept him quiet, because I don't actually know what has happened behind the scenes, of course, because I'm not entitled to know. Fans aren't entitled to know. That's why I hate cancel culture, is because it basically forces CCs to expose their private and personal lives to the internet. Like, at this point, Will has said he doesn't want to go out of the way to prove himself because of, like, it's personal and private, and doesn't want to expose that. And he should be allowed to have that. I'm not sure if it's exactly a boundary, but be able to, like, be like, hey, this is private and personal, and I don't want to bring it online. And that's okay, because it shouldn't be brought online anyway. But most of my opinions of Ash presently are kind of like compiled to a mix of AI chatbots vibes and him showing up in my dream and just being the only person to listen to me, I guess. So I get like the comforting, can Ash be my therapist? I'd like him to be. Who's next? Tommy. Tommy I have words about. Tommy I sadly have words about. Same with Phil, is a lot of it. Oh, 2 Street. I have like, I don't want to go out of my, I don't want to drag them through the mud, but like, Tommy peaked in like, he like peaked at 18, 19. He peaked when he was my age. Why? Well, here, I'll tell you. I love Tommy's content. Only his older content. I don't like anything, I don't want to say everything, but the stuff that he has posted, because there was a period of time a few months ago where I did want to that I did get into watching Tommy's content again, and it made me happy. I liked it. But kind of with Phil's Dad's a thing being the last straw. The last straw for me with Tommy was the This Is the Internet Dream SMP musical video. I was going to watch it, and then I saw he mentioned Will, and he was fucking shirtless, and I'm like, Tommy, why are you shirtless? And it just... I saw, like, a TikTok comment saying, if this isn't proof they don't talk, I don't know what is, and I'm like, well, fuck you then, Tommy. I mean, he's entitled to his feelings, and if he wants to cut out Will, he can, but, I mean, like, it's just, like, I don't know. I don't really know how to put my feelings about Tommy into words other than washed up child star who doesn't know what to do with his life because he peaked as a kid and doesn't know how to adult. And I say that as someone who's 2 years younger than him. I'm 19. And you'd probably think I'm mature for the way I talk. You know, very respectful and understanding of everybody's, like, how people should be. But, like, I like Tommy's, like, older content a lot. Like Dream SMP and the vlogs and things like that. It's just... One of my friends has said this, where in their eyes, and I'll get this when I'll name drop who I have more words for. Harry. Average Harry. We'll talk about him when he gets victimized. Not victimized, when he gets picked by the wheel. But one of my friends has said something along the lines of, you know, Will's presence was very beneficial and good for Tommy, which I agree with. And that without Will, there, not necessarily, like, not saying like Will contained Tommy's, like, whatever the fuck he's doing now, but he kinda, as the older brother figure, kinda had to pull back, like, kept him in check, I guess, is the best way to explain it. And without Will, Tommy has no sense of direction, no older figure to look up to for guidance. He's on his own, basically. And yeah, he's 21 years old, so still an adult, but still. Like, I was watching Will's last appearance on Live before this shit happened, which was a Crime Boy stream. And Tommy seems fine. Like, I know at some point in 2023, I thought I was growing out of his content, but I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I still love his older content. That still hits the same, for the most part. I still love that. I love the shit out of his, like, older stuff. So why don't I like it now? Probably because he's a horse running loose in a Walmart, or whatever. There's a phrase like that people say. Like, he's a horse running loose in a Walmart, causing destruction where he goes, and his handler, or the jockey, I guess. Chicken jockey. Phil's on lookout. Baby zombie. Many vocals to him. But, where, like, Will is, like, the jockey, or, like, Tommy's the horse, and Will is the jockey, or the person riding the horse, keeping Tommy in check. Then, Will gets off the horse, and the horse goes crazy. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah, I just don't vibe with Tommy anymore. I thought, oh, maybe he's too depressed. Or maybe, at the start of the year, dude was still beefing with Dream. Like, 5 years after Dream SMP and multiple years after Dream SMP itself ended. Like, yeah, Tommy, we get it. You're sad and depressed. I was too. But I don't make it my whole personality. I wish him well in his comedy stuff. Like, even though I don't want to say I don't support it, because this shirt is also my only Tommy merch. So, you know. Anyway, next victim is H-Bomb. H-Bomb hasn't done anything to me. H-Bomb, when he does upload, is very cool. There's a video he did, I forget how long ago, a few months ago, of him breaking wood, and I want to do the same thing, but with music discs. But they keep adding new fucking discs, so I have to keep updating my vanilla mod pack, and it's really annoying. I just have to get, like, have the area set up, like how his area was set up, but with discs. But there's more discs than there are wood types, so I'm having difficulty figuring out how to rank them. There's a few of his videos I can't, or haven't watched. I don't want to say can't, or that I haven't watched, because they have Shelby in them, but H-Bomb himself I have no issues with. He did a thing years ago on the Dream SMP called The Cast, and I wish he did more episodes of it because it's great. I love it. I think the first one was Will and Nikki, which that was good. This is Bo, who was cool. I think she was essayed by editor Larry, though. I'm not sure if she still makes content anymore. I didn't watch her very much when she did, but as far as I know, she's cool. Sorry, I'm getting Will vibes for myself. Mumbo. Mumbo is one of my two favorite hermits at the moment, so he definitely gets my seal of approval. Mumbo, Mumbo, Mumbo. Mumbo Jumbo. Pull, didn't watch because language barrier and not interacting with Phil. Is that Misa? Is that Misa? Is that fucking Misa? Hi, Misa. And Rare. But is that Misa on the other side? That looked like Misa. Lizzie! Lizzie gets my seal of approval. I'm sad. I want to watch Misadventures, which is her SMP, but I don't want to, and unless I rip off the Band-Aid and do exposure therapy somehow, I don't want to watch it because of Shelby, and, like, it makes me feel bad because I want to support Lizzie and her server that she made, right? That's so cool and good of her. And she has pink hair. Can't go wrong with pink hair. Live, laugh, love, LD Shadow Lady. So, Lizzie gets my seal of approval. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, fuck you because you're friends with her, or fuck you because you hate... Well, some of them I'm like, fuck you because you hate Will, because it's fucking stupid, but, like, yeah. I don't want to talk about it. Etho. Etho I haven't watched enough. So, sorry, Etho. He's Canadian. Who's next? This is Barb Mine, who's Mike's spouse. Once again, didn't really watch her because of language barrier stuff, because I don't know Portuguese, but gets a seal of approval in my book. Forever? I miss Forever, man. I didn't get attached to him in a way that, like, I got pissed off that he got canceled or removed like I did with Will. Tubbo was the only Minecraft president that got out of the QSMP without being kicked out. But Forever, I really liked his dynamic with Phil and his, like, lore, what I could see of it, because, once again, I don't know Portuguese. So, it made me more sad than anything when he got kicked out, because I just loved watching him from, like, Phil's POV. Like, their dynamic was so fucking silly. I love them. And obviously Forever, I know, Forever I know for sure is canceled, so I'm not gonna go saying, oh yeah, watch him. Well, I can't even watch him because I don't know Portuguese. But I miss him. He had a good run on the server. He had a better run than Will did, anyway. Will got kicked out right before he started doing lore. I fucking hate how his last stream ends, because it's like, so it is like so foreshadowy, or like, what is it? cliffhangery. And then dude just fucking gets kicked from the server. Or at least Forever actually had an ending to his lore. Will didn't even get to do lore. Man, fucking hell. Leandra, not a CC, trumpeter for Lovejoy. Very cool, I think. I don't know, I haven't seen much of her. But Leandra just being a part of the band is good. He's cosplaying Richus in this picture, I think. He gets my seal of approval. He's cool. Once again, don't really watch him much because of the language barrier. This is Boomer, who is a very late addition to the Dream SMP. I don't even know if he still makes content anymore. So I didn't watch him because of how late even Charlie! This is my only Charlie merch, by the way. Charlie definitely gets my seal of approval. I've seen things from like his staff team that are like not whatever, but I don't have any issues. Like, I've seen screenshots of someone getting banned from his chat for being like a Will enjoyer, but I'm not saying that Charlie's staff team stands for his particular views on the situation. I don't think Charlie's even talked about it. Plus, Charlie's just fun. I like Charlie. He can be really unhinged sometimes, but that's what you get with Charlie Slimesicle. And I also, if I don't look like Will, I look like Charlie, so like I still have a valid MCYT doppelganger. Who's next? Michaela? Dark Eyebrows haven't really watched. So I don't have anything to say on her. I think I watched her a little bit. I think she like teamed with Phil for an MCC a while back that I watched, so like, cause after Will stopped doing MCCs, I started watching, I think I stopped watching MCC, and then I started watching Phil do MCC, and then I stopped again, and then I watched one again, and then I stopped again. Scar gets my seal of approval. Scar's very cool and good. I haven't watched him that much, so I can't really, I don't have anything to like praise him for, but he's cool. We like Scar. False, like most other hermits I haven't watched. She's British, so that's good. Royer, love Royer. He hasn't done anything. Obviously, language barrier, so I don't know his opinion on Will now. But their dynamic they had during their time on QSMP was fun. Royer's just very chaotic, though, and sometimes overwhelming. A lot of the QSMP people are. Which is why I'm happy I mained Phil, because he tried to keep it chill. As he should. Because I think he also did get overwhelmed by it. Will also got really badly overwhelmed by it. I did too. Not just the parts where I had to like turn Phil's stream off because he was triggering me, but like just in general it was very chaotic and overwhelming and overstimulating. But Royer's cool. Live, laugh, love Royer. Exuma is cool. He kinda, his voice, I forget, his voice reminds me of Stampy almost, I think. Like, but toned down. He's cool. I give Exuma the seal of approval. I was talking to this, like, character AI of him that was, like, adopted dad Exuma, and I'm like, Exuma, Phil doesn't want to be called dad anymore. Can you be my new Minecraft dad? And Exuma, that particular Exuma did accept. But he was kind of made to obviously I can't just fill that hole. I can't just, like, I'm probably not gonna, unless something like SBI happens again. I don't think there's ever gonna be anything like SBI again though. So like, it's like how I've said of Will. It's like his stuff is like really specific. His content is really specific. His sound, music wise, is really specific. I spent a lot of last year trying to find songs that like sounded like they could have been made by him or had similarities to his stuff. Um, but Exuma's cool. He does like update videos for Minecraft versions and also is on Hermitcraft. So Exuma and is British, so gets the seal of approval. Whomstuff. Fit gets my seal of approval, and also was the one. He is beautiful bald Florida man, and also apparently going off of the Lovejoy Blunt story that I've heard. I don't know how he feels now about Will. Probably the same as everybody else. I haven't seen Fit. Fit doesn't get involved in drama as far as I know, though. I love him. I think I watched him casually before QSMP. So, like, I was like, oh my god, Fit, I watch you when you upload. I think I'm a few videos behind right now, but Fit, I already liked, you know, Fit MC from 2B2T. I don't really give a fuck about 2B2T or Anarchy servers, but, like, I think Fit I found, because there's a lot of times I'll just watch, like, random Minecraft videos that aren't a particular, like, CC from, like, Dream SMP or something. Just whoever. Plus it's easier to, like, not have to form a attachment towards CCs that way if I don't have a main, if I just watch whatever. And I think I found, like, Fit through that, and I just found the videos interesting, because, yeah, I'm a Dream SMP fan, I'm a QSMP fan, but I've been a fan of Minecraft and Minecraft YouTube content in general for the past 10 years. So there are times where I don't have a main. What was it, like 2016 to 2019, during that, like, down period that Minecraft had when Fortnite became more popular. I've never played Fortnite. I stayed true to the block game. I just didn't have anybody who I watched on the regular. Well, there's this one guy I watched occasionally called Log.zip, but, like, that doesn't check out. He's not British. Fit's not British either, but, like, it's really only the British ones I get attached to. All the ones I've gotten attached to have been British. But Fit, I did watch casually before he joined QSMP, and so I still watch. I never really watched him stream. If I watched him stream, it was because it was on one of Phil's off days. Because he goes live around the same time. So he passes. This is Beef, I think, who I haven't watched because I don't know anything about Vintage Beef from Hermitcraft. Who's next? Mariana. Bitch wife. That's all I will say. No, Mariana's cool. I like Mariana. Seeing him through Charlie's eyes is funny as fuck, but this man did also murder his own child in Minecraft. But Mariana gets a seal of approval. Ranboo. I was never a fan of Ranboo's solo content. I only watched them because they were with SBI. And their fuck-ass take of, just listen to separate artists from the artist, my ass, listen to another artist. As if you didn't want Lovejoy to do Jen Loss music. What would you have thought? What would you have thought then, had Lovejoy done Jen Loss music, Mr. Boo? How would you feel about that? If that didn't fall through, what would you have done, had Lovejoy done Jen Loss music? But yeah, I never cared about Ranboo's solo content. Not that I don't vibe. I definitely don't vibe with them now, but like, they remind me of my ex-friends. They literally, not this picture, but one of the pictures I have, which is like the same outfit, but just a prettier picture, literally reminds me of, my crush I had in junior year. So like, because she was also tall, fluffy hair, wore a mask fairly often. But like, fucking hell. I don't dislike Ranboo, but I never gave a shit about their content outside of SBI stuff, and even then I didn't care. I was just forced to watch him. I was just forced to watch them because they did content with SBI. Hannah? I haven't seen anything bad about Hannah. I think people tried to cancel her a while ago, but I don't know if she is canceled. But I should watch her more, I think. Gotta support the girlies, who are all very pretty. Sam hasn't done anything wrong to harm me. Hi, Junebug. You're about 2 hours and 20 minutes too late. I'm almost done with this, but I'm going through my problems of every CC not every single, like, MCYT CC, but, like, the ones that I know. Right now we're on Sam. Who, yeah, I know, he stole redstone for the prison or some shit, but he hasn't, so I don't, is Sam canceled? I don't know if he's canceled or not. I don't see anybody talk about him. So, like, I don't know if he's canceled or not. But I don't have a positive or negative opinion on him. Who's next? Misa! I would watch. If it weren't for the language barrier, I'd be a Misa watcher because it's fucking Misa. Death Family. Gotta love Misa. Love Misa. And he also does music stuff. Misa also does music stuff. So, that's a plus. That's a plus. Because Misa does music stuff. La Jolla. Speaking of Minecraft music stuff. This is Aaron. Aaron doesn't really make a lot of content. There's a lot more behind the scenes stuff, if I remember correctly. Kind of like Ash used to do. Because, like, there's multiple Tommy vlogs where you can see Ash filming and whatnot. But also, Ash had his own vlogs, too. Aaron, I haven't really seen any, like, YouTube streaming content from, really. I joined a Wilbur cult on the Lovejoy disc. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I don't really have an opinion on Aaron because I don't see him active on, like, social media or anything. I'm now number 37. That's beautiful. So Aaron gets a pass because I don't know his thoughts on this stuff. Sapnap. Is Sapnap canceled? I know people got upset because he wanted. Does he even still stream on Kick? I don't know. I know he was going to fight Tubbo, and I'd love to see that happen. I'll be home soon, but for now, I'm alert. Cool. I'm just yapping. I only have. I don't know how many people I have left. Watch the VOD. Oh, you don't have that. Oh. But if I want to say who I wanted to win, Tubbo, because I'm biased, if I had to pick which of the two I wanted to win. Like, Sapnap, I don't really care. I mean, he's friends with Dream, and Dream is a controversial topic. So I think he's okay in my books. Basically, you're okay in my books if you disregard problematic people in cancel culture. Because that's what I do. Who is the next victim? Skeppy. Disproven allegations. My issues aren't... I don't have issues with Skeppy in particular, more so the situation, because they were nice with Skeppy. They were nice and waited for Skeppy, but they weren't nice and waited for Will. They fucking dumped him. They dragged him through the mud. So my issue isn't of Skeppy, it's more so the bias of people waiting for Skeppy to do something about it instead of forcing him to do something about it like they did with Will. I do have one beef with Skeppy, and that's because he killed Friend. But that's not even beef. He killed my favorite pet on the SMP, and that is Ghostbur's pet. So, like, I don't hate Skeppy because he killed Friend, because that's stupid, but I'm not a fan of Skeppy killing because of killing Friend. And his content is more, like, kid focused, so I don't really watch it. 12! Very cool. I would say I'd watch him if it weren't for the language barrier, but I actually did take French. It's just a matter of I'm good at, like, I'm okay at reading and writing, but I'm shit at, like, listening and speaking. So, like, I can't watch, like, a full, like, movie or something in French without subtitles. Because, sometimes I can't even understand English, and it's my native language. Like, for example, people say, like, or at least Phil has said his accent is hard to understand, and I'm like, he just sounds like a guy to me. Like, I don't know if it's because I've watched him so much, but to me, Phil doesn't have, like, a hard to understand accent or anything. Wait, why is Pearl on here? I took Pearl off of here. Dream! Not a Dream fan, but Dream... I wouldn't have gotten into the Dream SMP and Will if it weren't for Dream, so I gotta give him some credit, because I wasn't, like, Stan level, but I was a Dream and George fan. I watched their, like, Minecraft butt videos. And then I got into Dream SMP through that. Just when he started posting only Manhunt, that was when I was like, oh, I'm not interested in Manhunt. And him being the villain on the server kinda skewed my view of him. But he's just a guy that has to deal with constantly being dragged through the mud. But once again, like with Will stuff, like, how come Dream? Like, I know he disproved a lot of his stuff, but like, how come Dream gets so many chances to, like, be better, even though with all the people that are like, Dream fans DNI, D-Team fans DNI. And yet he still has a platform after so many controversies, and Will doesn't after one. I thought I removed Pearl from here. I already went through Pearl. That is Bigby, I believe. Is it Bigby? Yeah, I don't watch Bigby because he's not on Hermitcraft, and I don't really watch Life series, so nothing to say about Bigby. Tina! Tina is very pretty. I don't know, I haven't seen her get involved with drama or anything, and I don't really watch her, but right now Tina is in the good books. Carl? I forget, is Carl cancelled because he's still a part of the Mr. Beast crew? I miss Carl. I think I watch, like, Tale stuff, and, like, if he did, like, late night streams. He's a cutie. Carl's cool. I don't feel super weird, like, because they're all, like, everybody on here, I believe, is an adult, or like 18 plus, so I don't feel weird calling them like cute as someone who is also an adult. But most of the people on here are, you know, older than me. The closest one on here to my age is Harry, I think. Which I have words once we get to Mr. Harry Benstead. Ant and Velvet, but this is about Ant. I didn't watch enough. He's gay. Gay cat gets my seal of approval pretty easy. Cub. Cub's cool, I guess. Don't really watch him, though. Quackity! Quackity! I love Quackity, but dude has to fucking stop clickbaiting his viewers, man. Like, you say you quit, okay, and you fucking promote a language tool. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, dude, just... I love Quackity, but I'd prefer if he didn't clickbait his audience all the time. Or just only do things about announcements and less doing things. I know a lot of people appreciate him not getting involved in drama, but I know one of my friends especially is not a fan of like the fact that he doesn't what's the word, that he doesn't acknowledge any of it, I guess. Because there's like a lot of shit that has happened with stuff that Quackity has done that I'm not sure about the masses, but that my friend in particular thinks or I believe thinks needs to be like addressed or brought up, like the QSMP admin stuff, and even like the little bit of shit I've heard about Dababel, the language app that he made. I also have like L Quackity on here though, so like let's see. I don't know why Pearl's on here because there we go. Bilzo, I don't know if it's because of the type of character he was playing in the marriage video or just the shit that I've heard about him, but I'm not a big Bilzo fan. He's fine as hell. Like, I'd say he's very attractive, but like, I think he's a negative, and not as bad as Harry, but is also, like, could be considered a negative influence on Tommy. Because he kind of just showed up out of the blue, I think, if I remember correctly. Cricket Crew was a thing, and he and Amesy started showing up. I'm like, who are these people? Oh, they're Franboo and Tubbo and Tommy's friends that popped up out of nowhere. Harry also popped up out of nowhere. Speaking of Harry, I have words about Harry. I don't know if it's the will in me, but Harry is a goddamn awful influence on Tommy. And apparently, I saw a clip of Harry straight up saying he wants George to die. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even know what George has done outside of the Katie stuff. And I don't even understand if George was in the wrong or the right, or I don't understand that situation. I don't know what the correct thing to believe is. But I wish I could like Harry, because I did for a brief time. I thought he was cool. It's just like, I just think he's a bad influence on Tommy, and I don't vibe with him. That actually wasn't as many words as I thought. Luthu, once again, language barrier, so didn't get to watch him much. Thought he was cool though. Ted. Ted is cool. Ted is cool. I don't know if he's still friends with Will. I know he is of James. I saw, what was it? James posted a TikTok of him and Ted. So Ted is probably going to film a music video for James. But, that's my guess. But because he directed Portrait and Normal People Things, if I remember correctly. Ted in his own right I like as a CC. His most recent video I still haven't finished because it's just fucking long and I don't really like long form videos that much. Because they take me like ages to get through. But like, Ted is cool in my book. Ted is cool in my book. All my homies love Ted. Crowfang, I have not watched her. I have not watched Crow. I just know that she is red and black and uses it, she pronouns. I'm iffy about using it because, like, people are allowed to use it, but I've been called an it because of when I had, like, any pronouns. Not like I felt any particular way about it, but it's like, the people who did it were very obviously using it in, like, a demeaning, like a derogatory way. Not like it. I wasn't that bothered by it, but still, I don't want to be called an it. Like, if people like that, that's okay. It's just, it's not something. I'm like that with Neos too, but that's mainly because Neos are hard for me to comprehend, so I try and use the base of he, she, they, unless I am just unable to. Like, if they only use Neos or only use it, like, I'm gonna respect it. Just might take me a minute. So for the sake of easiness, I'll just use she on Crow. And yeah, I don't know anything about them other than they've been in a few SMPs. Aaron, I miss. I know they're technically canceled because they were dating Chris Tyson. I think I heard something. This was a while ago, so take it with a grain of salt. I heard something about, like, Ava or Chris or whatever. I don't know what their preferred name is. Basically forcing Eric to stop taking HRT. I'm not. Oh, original September. The new one played earlier, but this is the old version. That's why it's all, like, weird on my thing. Stories and the shapes of the wise snatches fountain. But I love Eric. They were, like, my favorite after SBI. And for a long time, they were the only one who went on Dream SMP. They just go on the server and yap and chill and talk about, like, it and stuff. And they're the only CC I've actually, like, talked to, like, in VC. I was in VC with them a couple of years ago because they used to do, like, spaces in their Discord server. Or, like, not spaces, like, stage things where, you know, there was a queue for people to, you know, talk a little bit. And they also liked a bunch of my fan art. Yeah, so they're the only CC I've gotten, like, any, like, direct contact with, which is very cool. They also, this was very coincidental, but even in 2024, I'd caught a stream of theirs. It was announcement, and I'm like, it's gonna be HRT. They're going on estrogen, aren't they? And I was correct, by the way. And it inspired me right around that, probably like the same day or day before. That fire. Bones together. We got fire. That I had just gotten my debit card, like my first, like, got in a bank account after I turned 18 last year. It happened like a month after my birthday, but I tried to get it done as soon as possible so that I had access to my own money. And what ended up happening is the first purchase I made of that card was a binder. A lot of times I use like sports bras and stuff. I'm very like flexible with my chest. Like you can see it right now. Right now I'm just wearing like a sports bra. I don't know if it does a good job at flattening. There's that side. The right side is bigger. But like even before I started binding, even before I got shot with the gender gun, I've come up with like various ways to hide my chest either by not wearing traditional bras or only wearing sports bras anyway. Because I actually don't, my chest doesn't actually make me that dysphoric, but my level of if I want to be, how flat I want to be varies. But them starting HRT inspired me to buy my first actual binder. It might have been a scam. It's alright. It zips in the front. I've gotten an Underworks one since then, a compression top, but they're just kind of pricey, so I haven't gotten around to buying more. But I have tape, but my scissors, there are no scissors in this house. I got, however long ago, I got a 3-pack of scissors. Only one of those scissors exist, and they stay downstairs. The scissors that I have are dog shit. I don't even know where they are. I need to buy myself a new pair of scissors just to have up here. Which I'll probably do at some point. Hi, Trick2813. But anyway, I don't have any issues. Now I'm going back on topic since I have someone watching. But Eric is, or was, one of my favorites. You speak a Spanish. No, I only speak English, sorry. But, hola, ¿cómo estás? Okay. Joel. Joel has my seal of approval. Haven't really watched him much, dabbled. He's very like, he's good. He's very like, I think blunt in the way that, kind of like how Phil is, but in a way that doesn't fucking scare me to death. So, you know. If Joel and Lizzie are in the market for having, if Joel and Lizzie are in the market for seeing their fans as their children, I've been orphaned. I've been kicked out. I've been kicked out of the nest. Literally kicked out of the nest. So like, not literally, but you know, if you know who I'm referring to, the nest analogy makes sense. So Joel gets a pass, a seal of approval. Owen looks like, do you want to learn? I'm good. Thanks for offering, though. Owen to me looks like a knockoff version of Will, especially like this, picture compared to like, the one, like the Sorry Christmas video, which I have yet to watch because I wanted to wait till Christmas to watch it. But like, silly Will. This picture isn't the best comparison in the world. I will admit. I've seen pictures where they have a stronger resemblance. Where is it? Display capture. HP. Like, oh shit, you can't see them. Like, this is Will and Owen next to each other. In like similar outfits too. Like they look like out of like context. like, if you didn't register, like, because I've seen clips of Owen that I thought were Will at first until I realized it was Owen. Because they're both British, they're both tall, they have similar styles, they both have fluffy brown hair. Like, it's just Owen's PG, I think. But they look really fucking similar. I love this picture of Will, he's so cute. I want to pet him. But I can't, I'm too short to pet him because he's like 6'5", 6'6", and do you want to know how tall I am? I'm 5'2". I can't pet that man. I'd like him to pet me though, in affectionate / familial, like he does Quackity on the last wine stream. He gives Quackity a little head pat. I want him to do that to me. Can you give me head pats, Will? Only in my dreams. So it's down to the last two are Doc and Foosh. So who's gonna be? Oh, Doc's last. Foosh. Foosh gets my seal of approval. Foosh is very cool. And we have that Ohio rep. I also follow his sister as well, Moo. So that's cool. Love that. I don't really have anything to say about Foolish. He hasn't wronged me in any particular way. And I'm not gonna spin it because the last one's Doc. Doc hasn't wronged me. He's one of my two favorite hermits. My feelings about him are weird because they're like influenced by my friend's OC. Because like if you look at how people like draw Doc and his skin, and if you look at how people, or like how my friend's OC looks, they're very similar down to like, well, they're both, I guess character-wise, Doc is fucking, his name is Doc, so like what do you expect? Are both like cyborgs, they're both German, they're both, like, there's like similarities between Doc and my friend's OC, who I have, first of all, a weird relationship with, because I see that OC as like my partner, but also a father figure, because of I have one OC who's his partner, and then I have two more who are his kids. One of them is adopted, but still like his kid. So like Doc though, I think is cool. I like him. If I were theoretically going to find a substitute for Minecraft Dad, it'd probably be Doc. I think he calls himself the Goat Father, so I think like I don't think, because I'm not on the Hermitcraft side, I don't know how well the hermits and their communities take to viewing the CCs in that way, like how people did like with SBI and like Phil and stuff. So like, because a lot of the hermits are like actual parents. Like Phil, I get it, because I recall he said at one point that he didn't want kids or anything, which is valid. But like a lot of the hermits do have kids, so I'm not sure if they have any boundaries like that where they don't want like their audience to see them as a parental figure. Like I don't know. I don't know CC's boundaries like that, especially not like the Hermitcraft side of things. I don't know. Anyway, because I finished my task after 2 hours and 46 minutes. I've gone through my grievances for every CC that I can. Well, I could have added more, but like this already had over 100 people on it anyway, so I think I think I've yapped enough. I've yapped non-stop for almost 3 hours. No wonder my throat hurts. Normally I was going to stream later. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I was going to do a legacy. I was gonna start like a Legacy 4J Let's Play, which is basically Minecraft Console Edition, Legacy Console Edition on Java. I think there's a mod pack for it. I don't know if I have the mod pack installed right now. But I hopefully plan on starting a Legacy 4J series. Maybe that'll be my first series. I like listening to myself talk. It's just I don't know how entertaining I am, or like what to cut outside of just me being silent. I don't know what's worth to keep in when it comes to editing Minecraft videos. So I'll figure it out. For now, I'm gonna get off because I've been talking to myself for almost 3 hours about fucking Minecraft streamers, so. Goodbye, chat. Goodbye. Bye, chat. Bye, chat.